Hey guys, welcome to a very special video, maybe the most special video ever, except the one where my son was born. I guess that was the most special. We are running, me and my husband, I suppose, and I'll take you along too, are running the Wine and Dine, is that what it's called? Yeah, half marathon here at Disney World, and I thought I'd bring you along with me. So it is 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:03 on the dot. We are here to run 13.1 miles. But what have we been doing the last few days leading up to this half marathon? Why don't you see what we've been doing first? Well, first we started at the airport where our flight was delayed for 2 hours, but I got to read my book. So that was fun, even though we got there at like midnight, which was not fun. And then we got to go to ESPN Wide World of Sports and pick up our stuff. This was the big packet pickup area. Here we are in Magic Kingdom. Look, it's Christmas already. Isn't this crazy? Oh my goodness. I mean, literally it's November 1st. So they did this overnight and got all their Christmas decorations out. How crazy is that? Whoa. So here's the view from the castle. Like we're at the castle. We could actually walk through it, which is rare. And there's the view. And look, you can even see behind the scenes stuff where they stand for shows and stuff. How cool is that? So everyone left Magic Kingdom at the same time, apparently, when the fireworks were over, and it was insane trying to get out. It was like the most crowded fireworks show I'd ever seen. So that was fun. And then the next day we went to Universal, and here is the preview of what the new Epic Universe is going to look like. They had a scale model of the entire park. It was so cool. And then here we are at Universal Studios, just in the City Walk area, where we did an escape room. It was a Back to the Future themed escape room. It was really cool. So here we are at Universal Studios waiting on our escape room, and here is my donut, Voodoo Donuts. This one is orange creamsicle. Oh wow, it does taste like orange cream. It's 1,100 calories, so I'm only eating half of it. So it's the night before the race, and we went to Planet Hollywood at Disney Springs to get the best lasagna in the world. It's called LA Lasagna. It's so good. We wanted all the carbs before the race. We even got to do some shopping. They had everything out for Christmas. This was the World of Disney store. I just can't believe how much Christmas stuff they had out. Then we went home and chilled a little bit, and I took a nice warm bath because I was like, I have to have a nice warm bath before my race. Okay guys, it's the night before the race. I'm about to get ready for bed. I've already taken a bath, so that's good. My muscles are all relaxed. It's like 7:15, but I'm going to bed in like, I don't know, hour and a half, something like that, because I will be up at 3:15, but that is old times, time change, so thank goodness daylight savings time. I'll be up at 4:15, old time. Okay, here's the supplies. Ignore all the junk around. Like we bought, oh, you don't even want to know what we bought at the Race Expo. We bought all kinds of these things that are amazing. Oh, remind me to show you those in another clip. I'm sure you can remember to remind me, right? Okay, so here's what we're taking with us. We have the bib. I've still got to go get the clothes, I almost said clothespins, safety pins, which are somewhere. So here's me. I'm in group D. There's only up through E, which means I am in the next to last group to get to go because I don't have any sort of like time to submit because I've never done a race before, a half marathon before, obviously. A Band-Aid, I think I'm going to throw this in one of my little pockets of my shorts, so I bought new running shorts. I don't like these because they have this thing. Oh, there's my headphones. They have this like layer underneath them. And then this little thing on top, but it had pockets. So I use gels when I'm running, and I was able to fit them in these little pockets. I use a couple different kinds. This is one that has caffeine, but I have some that don't. I have one that's like birthday cake flavored, s'mores flavored, whatever. I'm taking 5 with me, but I think I only need 4. Yeah, because I need 1 when I'm getting started, and then I'll probably need 3 during the race. So that's kind of the plan. And then my Brooks shoes, but I have special race shoes that I usually use. Oh, look how dirty. But I am afraid to run in them that long. I've run in them for like shorter races before. They have almost like little springs in the bottom. They're these crazy Nike ones that were usually so expensive, but I got them a little bit cheaper. So that's why I bought them. My sports bra, which I'll probably just wear most of the time. So I might actually ditch the shirt. This is the shirt. That's just something I wear all the time, and it's not very fun or anything, but that way, in case it gets too hot, I can ditch this, which is only supposed to be like 68 to 70, but with sun, who knows? In the car in the morning, because there's a 10-minute drive, I'm going to use my foundation and some mascara. And you're like, and a little mirror to put it on with. You're like, why are you putting on makeup to run a race? Oh yeah, I cut my finger today. That's on a paper towel dispenser at Universal. Anyway, I'm gonna put on just a tiny little bit of makeup just so I don't look terrible because there are photo ops with the characters. So there we go. This is just kind of for backup. I have oatmeal downstairs, but this is just for extra. And I'm taking these to wipe my hand off after I use this in the car. Okay, so I hope you can see and hear me, but I am gonna go ahead and do some of my stretches. In fact, I'm trying to decide which ones to even do at this point. I don't want to do anything too crazy because I just took a hot bath, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a few of my stretches. But I just wanted to update you and tell you that I'm not too nervous now. I think it's gonna be fine. I was watching some people do half marathon or marathon video stuff, like tips and whatnot. And I was like, well, if they can run 26 miles, I can run 13 miles. Like, I've got this. Oh, and the 2 books I'm reading real quick before you go. One's for a vlog, so I won't spoil it actually. But right now before bedtime, I'm gonna start this. City of Ghosts by V.E. Schwab. It's a middle school book, but I got it for like 10 cents at a library book sale. Like, look, like it looks very middle school-esque. But you know what? Oh well. Also my shirt. If anybody understands my shirt, Talamasca established 758, then I love you. I was hoping I wore it today to Disney Springs and Universal, like City Walk area. And I was like, somebody will know what this shirt is. And I will be like, hey, you're my soulmate. Nobody's known. So if anybody knows, comment down below. All right, I'm gonna go get ready for bed and I'll see you at 3:15 in the morning. Oh, it's 3:15 a.m. You probably can't see me at all, but let's do this. There's the ball in all her glory. There she is. We're pulling into the parking lot, but it's slow moving. I'm doing my makeup and eating my oatmeal. 2 different containers of it. This is the most important part. Making sure you get the bib on straight. It's not easy. We had to redo Zach's bib like 50 times. How does one even do this? I don't really know. Is it looking pretty good? What do we think? And then we walked into Epcot. It was a lot of walking. It was like 3,000 steps before we even got to the race, which was crazy. They had all these tables though, which was nice. They had food trucks. They had screens everywhere where you could watch stuff. I mean, it was nuts. I mean, I just cannot believe how many people. It was 13,000 people running the race and therefore like 1 million porta potties. And this is only some of the porta potties. There were so many. They were literally everywhere. So here's the corrals. We're in D. There's A through E. So we're gonna start between 5:15 and 5:45 because you go at different times based on how fast you are. That's the D down there. If I need to pee again, sea of porta potties right over there. Also, did I mention there are like 20,000 people or more doing this race? Isn't that crazy? I mean, there's not 20,000 people right here, but I mean, they're like everywhere. Then it was time for music and fireworks. Our group was getting ready to start running, so I cannot actually, unfortunately, show you the entire clip. I have to do a voiceover because there was copyrighted music, unfortunately. But yes, as soon as the fireworks started, we were off to the races. But like I said, we didn't actually start the race till about 5:45 in the morning because of the corrals. Look at that, 1 mile down. This is mile 1, it's kind of hard to see. And then we got to run through Epcot, and there's copyrighted music here, so that's why I'm doing a voiceover. It was so exciting to get to see all the stuff lit up, and you got to run through all of World Showcase. It was so much fun. I honestly don't really remember much of it because I was so focused on like my surroundings and, you know, not running into people because we were pretty packed in at this point. But yeah, it was, the first half of the course is definitely way better because it's more exciting. Okay, we just passed 3 miles. I feel pretty good. It's a little muggy. I mean, yeah, it's very muggy. Everything on me is so much. The sun is just barely starting to rise. Here's the boardwalk. Yeah. Because we're all walking because of the Powerade station being so busy. Can you grab me one? Okay, mile 4 and Hollywood Studios. Leaving my poor husband behind. Okay. So this is where my husband and I split off because he was definitely going to run slower than me, but we did stay together the whole first part of the race, which was really cool. But here we are in Hollywood Studios. And yes, this part was very exciting too, because you got to run through actually, you know, a park, which the second half of the race kind of sucks. You're going to see that soon because we didn't get to run through a park in the second half. You're just running down streets, but this one was actually really pretty. So I love the scenery. Oh gosh, I think we get to run through Star Wars Land. I didn't know we were going to get to do that. Also, I found out there's food at the six box steak, which is like a mile and a half. But I already had one gel. I'm gonna do a gel every 45 minutes. But I did one. So here it is. Star Wars Land. really excited when I post people in the bed. I'm like, haha. It's fun. And look. Here we go. Now we're doing it. I might try to ride the resistance. Maybe tomorrow. Oh look, that's Chewbacca. That's Chewbacca.
The resistance needs you, not my eggs about
She really looks like Ray.
You look just like me!
Should be about 5 miles. So here we are at mile 6, and when we got to about 6.5, that was halfway through the race. So people were singing the song Living on a Prayer, the part where it says halfway there. It was great. Oh, and here was a cheeky little hill. They didn't tell you about little hills and how you had to run in them facing the sun. That was great. And then they had like live entertainment all throughout. So there's some people like singing stuff. I don't know, probably Disney songs. I honestly can't remember. And then just roads, just straight, boring roads. Okay, this girl had the cool costume. Look at that. Spaghetti on her head. That's crazy. And then mile 9, very exciting. And then Epcot. Oh my gosh, that meant we made it back because we started in Epcot and I was like, oh my gosh, the finish line is near. And then I saw the ball and I was like, oh my gosh, there is hope. It'll be over soon. Yes, we're almost 12 miles and I poured all my water down my shirt. It's great. I wish I poured some on my back too. So we're really behind the scenes here at Epcot. You could even smell the garbage at some of the points. And look how many people were walking. I just couldn't believe it. Oh, they were even advertising stuff on the screen. But look at this. This is the end, and people are walking. It was crazy to me. We made it to mile 12. There's the sign. Oh, my gosh. Okay, we're back in Epcot. Look. Oh, my gosh. I was so excited. I knew that this was the end. I was powering through. I was not going to stop. I ran the whole thing. No stopping. 1 mile. That's me saying 1 mile to go. And the finish line is right around the corner, I think. I was so close. I was getting so hot at this point. It was so hot. And there's a choir, and they were singing Eye of the Tiger, and it was great. Literally, Eye of the Tiger. Very, very motivating. I think this is the last clip. I think this is me making the turn for the final thing, which I'm so sad I can't show you. Well, maybe not. I can't remember. I don't know. This was really close. Oh, the people. I wanted to show you the people. Yeah, there were all kinds of people in the stands over there. That was really awesome. I was very motivated. And then I think this is it. Yes, this is the final turn coming around the corner. This was me saying that I didn't know if I wanted to cry or laugh or throw up, and I had tears in my eyes, but there was copyright music, so you can't hear me say those things, but that's what I was saying. And then they gave us a cold towel and this little snack box, and it was great. And so here are all the foods. It's like all carbs, just all carbs. But I didn't want anything else sweet, really, so I ate a little bit of the sweet stuff, but I couldn't even eat the banana, so I ate this, chips and cheese dip, and that was actually the best part because it was salty. So I'm back from the race. Obviously, I'm back home. We just decorated for Christmas. I'm wearing this all the time. No, not really. I just wore it at Disney World, but I'm going to wear the shirt all the time because why not, So what have I learned from this experience? That once you start running more miles, you don't think running is like, you're not running as much, I don't even know if that makes any sense. So like before, 13 miles seemed astronomical. And then now it's like, oh, that's not that bad. I had this moment during the race. I'm not going to lie. I think I was at mile 12. So I was almost done. And I thought, you know what? I could keep going. I could run a marathon. I think I was delirious because I do not want to run a marathon. The training and stuff would just, sure, one time, 26 miles, I could do that. But it's the training for it. You have to do so many long runs. So I think my plan now moving forward is I do want to do one more half marathon, at least one more. It may be like exactly a year from now, though. It's probably going to be a while. But I figured that if I do one more half marathon, I can see what my actual time would be. Did I tell you my time? I don't even think I did. So I did it in 2 hours and 35 minutes, according to my phone, like when I use Strava. But there were several times that we had to walk because it was so packed in, like the course would get so narrow that you had to walk. Everybody had to walk because you were just so packed in. So it wasn't very accurate. So I think I could have done it, in less than 2.5 hours. And that is, you have to submit your proof of time if you think you can do it in less than 2.5 hours to be in like a better corral to go first. So, in the future, like I could try for 2.5 or under, which would be cool. And that's like a 11-minute, 27-second mile or 11:29 or something like that, which I think could be doable, definitely with some more training. And then my actual official like Disney time was like 2 hours, 45 minutes, something like that. But that's because, I stopped to talk to characters. I stopped twice and talked to who was it? Well, not talked. I didn't talk to them. I got pictures with them. Aurora, Sleeping Beauty, and the Prince from Sleeping Beauty, which I don't even think he has a name. I think he's just the Prince. Sleeping Beauty was my favorite movie as a child. I watched it literally every day when I was a kid. So I had to take a picture with them. I probably wouldn't have stopped if it hadn't been them. And then literally at 12 miles in, I stopped and took a picture with, I guess I should be putting these pictures on the screen, shouldn't I? There we go. I stopped and took a picture with, what's his name? Star-Lord? Yeah, is that what they call him? I've only seen Guardians of the Galaxy like one time, but I love Cosmic Rewind. It's my favorite ride of all time ever, favorite roller coaster. So I had to take a picture with Star-Lord in front of Cosmic Rewind. But starting back again, this was like 12 and a half miles or something. So I only had to run about another half a mile. So to have to start again, it was terrible. And I will say at the very end of the race, my chest even got like, I felt pressure in my chest. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if I was like clearly I wasn't having a heart attack, but it was like hard to breathe. It was like weird pressure. It was really, really kind of scary at the very, very end. But obviously I was like, okay, I'm at the end anyway. I might as well just keep going. But maybe it's because it was hot, you know, I don't know. I didn't feel super well afterwards. I thought I was either going to like pass out or throw up or something, but I didn't. I did not. Instead, I sat there and waited. My husband finished quite a bit after me, so I actually just got to sit. I sat in the shade and ate my little snack pack and stuff while I waited on him. So, and then that very same night, we went to the Epcot party, which was from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., which we did not make it that long. We went in a little bit earlier. We got there like 5. So we were there from like 5 to maybe 11. So we were there for like 6 hours. And the lines were still really long because the post-race party is only for half marathon runners and their families. And their families even have to buy a ticket. And it was still really, really crowded. So, and of course it was a crowded time anyway, because like the Food and Wine Festival was going on. So we did get to try some of the foods from the food booths, and we got to ride Soarin', but we didn't get to ride Cosmic Rewind. The line was just too long, and we didn't get to do it the next day either. So I didn't get to ride my favorite ride, but it's okay. We're not probably going back to Disney for another few years. So we're going to do some other things this time. But overall, it was such a fun trip. I would do this again, definitely. Next half marathon, though, I think will be around around here, like much closer to where I live. And I think I'll be able to listen to more music too. I also did not listen to much music during the race because there was so much like music going on and like people like talking and different things, like throughout the course. Oh, Ella's barking upstairs. And picture taking, and there was just so much other stuff going on that was hard to, and of course you wanted to focus on the course too, and you had to focus on all the runners around you and not like running into somebody. That was a big part of it. And so it's all kind of a blur now actually, but yeah, it went really well. Like I didn't really have any like pains or anything. I think at one point my kind of like thigh was hurting, or at the very end my calf was hurting, but then it only hurt for about a day or so after that. Now it's been fine. So it's been a while since the race. Actually, it's been a week. It was a week ago today. Yeah, a week ago today. And so I've not run for an entire week. I did not do any running. Unfortunately, I've still done a lot of walking though. So my plan is tomorrow, Monday, to start back running again. And I've got a 5K here in just 2.5 weeks on Thanksgiving morning. And I did not do any speed training for a 5K. I've just done obviously distance and stuff. So I'm just going to see how fast I can run it. I'm just going to do a little bit of speed training over the next 2.5 weeks and just, see what happens. Maybe I can get my PR. Who knows? Just with all the running and stuff. Sorry, I just found something weird on my sock. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this was somewhat interesting. And I would say overall that this was definitely a success. My husband talked me into doing it, and I guess he was not wrong. Like it wasn't that bad. When I first started running, I didn't think I could even run 3 miles. I was like, what, 5K, 3 miles is insane. And then it was time for a 10K. I was like, oh my gosh, 6 miles is insane. And I said, I'd never run a half marathon because that's insane. But it's like, once you start doing it, it's not as bad as you think it is, But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.